Great performance by you as well, my friend. Your skill set just keeps improving and increasing and enhancing. You and I first talked, we talked about taking some steps, taking some fights before we jumped into the tournament setting, and man, you just keep getting better and better. But I got to tell you tonight, great fight. Thank you. You are welcome inside of our cage any day you want to step into it, brother. That was a great performance. I just want to thank both you guys.
Thank you, guys. It's the first time in Canada. I had fun. I mean, if you ever see me fight before, you probably notice that I fight like that pretty much every time. If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. So that's what you're going to get when you get a Kyle Baker fight. I appreciate you guys coming out to watch tonight. And you know, that first round was tough. I don't really remember much of it, but I kind of recovered there with that minute off. And I want to thank Ryan for giving me the beating he did. It was a fun fight. I enjoy that kind of fight. I'd rather fight somebody tough as hell and lose than I would, you know, take an easy opponent and get an easy win.
I just want to thank everybody for, you know, coming out and supporting Bellator here at Casino Rama. I want to thank Bjorn for bringing me back on the show, and Kyle Baker. You know, we both stepped up week's notice, you know, to fight each other. I knew it was going to be a war, so I had to push the pace a little bit. And I'm telling you, all my fights, all the guys that I fought, this guy's the toughest dude that I've fought so far in my whole career. So I want to give hats off for him, man. This guy just would not go down. So yeah, but other than that, you know, I'm ready for the next challenge. That's what I'm ready to do. You know, I come to fight, and I make sure, you know, if I don't either knock somebody out, submit them. If I go to a decision, which is my second decision in my whole career, you know, it's always going to be exciting when I step in that cage. So thanks a lot, everybody.
And Doug Lima, I still stand by this. I think Doug Lima is one of the most dangerous welterweights in the game today. Just has tremendous power and amazing skill on the ground. We saw one weakness he had against our champion, Ben Askren. We were trying to make this fight. He said, give me a wrestler. Give me a wrestler. Let me test myself against a wrestler. And Kobe Ortiz, a very, very talented wrestler, and came in and put on a dominant performance. I got to tip my hat to you as well, sir. That was just a lot of courage, a lot of heart, kept coming, kept throwing right to the very end. So another great fight, and congratulations on a big win.
Yeah, first off, I'd like to thank Bjorn Rebney, the CEO of Bellator, for giving me the opportunity to fight such a caliber fighter, such as Douglas Lima. I got to see what it feels like to fight one of the tournament champions. I know what I need to work on. The stun will be back. He's definitely powerful. Got to keep those hands up. I was hoping to pull off a last-minute upset, you know, try to catch him. You could always win. This is MMA. We try to catch him with something wild out there and try to get an upset. But he's too solid. You know, he kept coming. He's a beast. And I just want to say thanks, guys. Thanks, Canada, for having me. And I'll be back.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. You know, it's a pleasure fighting here in Canada again. You know, thanks Jacob for taking the fight. Thanks guys for the opportunity. Just good to be back, man. It took a long time off, 7 months. You know, I like to stay busy, and man, I'm just glad with the win. I'm just happy with the win. Got a lot to improve. You know, tighten it up a little more, but I'm just happy with the win. Thanks everybody.
If a lot of the people here got a chance to see it, but we made an announcement tonight at the fight. Doug Lima, I think Ben Killaby-Saunders may be in here somewhere. Paul Daly and John Copenhaver, otherwise known as War Machine, are going to be 4 fighters on a Spike series that's going to be featured on Spike.com. It's a web series, and ultimately fans are going to be able to pick who fights who on the very first show on Spike Network coming up in January as we premiere on Spike down in the States. So this is one of those 4 competitors, and all of those guys throw for the fences. They're wildly exciting to watch fight. So you can check it out next week. I think next Thursday is the 8th when it kicks off. Yeah, next Thursday. So check it out and put in your vote and watch that web series. Spike Partners have done some amazing work on that, and you can see behind the scenes on Doug Lima. So next, Shahbulat Shamhalaev, Mike Richman. I knew one guy was going to stand and one guy was going to fall. Mike Richman is a wildly talented fighter. Took a huge shot, as you guys saw. He's had to go to the hospital. Hope and prayers are that he will be fine, but took an amazingly powerful right hand. And this young man sitting to my left is going to be a powerhouse for us at 145 pounds. We knew it when we recruited him out of Russia. And he is showing us in beating a guy like Mike Richman that he is everything we thought he was. So a big congratulations on a really great win tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Bellator. Спасибо, что дали возможность подраться.
I want to thank Bellator very much for, I have to improvise here, guys, I'm sorry. I want to thank Bellator very much for this opportunity.
Keep throwing right hands like that. You don't have to talk at all, brother. Just keep that. All right, and last but not least, I was sitting with this gentleman to my left, Rich Hale, and we were in, where were we? We were in Louisiana, and he was putting him one step away from putting himself in the hospital trying to make 205 for a guy who walks around with about 4% body fat at 235. West Virginia, my bad. I got hit tonight. And he was desperately trying to make weight, and he couldn't make weight, and he was a step away from going to the hospital, and his kidneys were starting to shut down, and he said, I just can't make 205 anymore, I'd like to fight at heavyweight. And, you know, a lot of guys have come to us at 170 and tried to move down to 55, guys like Rick Hahn fighting for our world title, made magical transitions, but when guys try to move from a lower weight class to a bigger weight class, more often than not, it works out very poorly. And in this instance, in 2 fights straight, it has worked out beautifully well. Rich Hale looks every bit the heavyweight. As heavyweights go in this organization, the gentleman to my right, Big Monster, is a very, very talented heavyweight. His last 2 fights, we haven't been able to see much because of the disaster that was his 2 fights in sequence with Eric Prindle. But tonight he came out, threw for the fences, hit Rich Hale with big shots, couldn't put Rich away, and Rich came back and did, just performed at a great level as a heavyweight. So I'm just, we'll see this man again in our organization in short order. And Rich Hale, congratulations, man. That was just a spectacular performance tonight.
Então, com certeza eu acho que ele teve o mérito dele. Porque logo no começo eu fui para cima dele, ele sentiu e foi cambaleando e conseguiu se recuperar e me nocautear, entendeu? Eu acho que foi uma luta boa, mas eu acho que não deu para mim dar o meu melhor, entendeu? Eu não sei o que houve, que ele conseguiu recuperar, eu não sei o que houve que eu deixei ele recuperar. E pretendo treinar mais e se tornar o melhor heavyweight aqui do Bellator.
Yeah, he has a lot of potential. He's a great fighter. He could come back from that storm, and I did my best. I tried to knock him out. I tried to actually knock him down, and I didn't know that it was possible for him to come back and actually, you know, knock me out. And here's all the credit for him. I don't know what I did wrong that I let him come back, but I guarantee that I'm going to train even harder. And I will be back to be the best Bellator heavyweight in the weight division.
First off, I'd like to thank Thiago for taking the fight. Definitely, you know, a lot of people had questions, me coming up from light heavyweight, if I was able to hang with the heavyweights. I'm a heavyweight, what I walk around at and everything. I started out my career as a heavyweight, made a decision to drop down to light heavyweight because I could make the cut. With good separation in between, but respecting Bellator's tournament style, cutting month after month, it's pretty hellacious. So with that respect, I definitely moved back up to heavyweight. I think I answered a lot of questions tonight from a lot of fans and a lot of people wondering, can I take a hit from a heavyweight? Am I a heavyweight? Can I hang with these guys? And I think my biggest answer for them is it's not the size of the fight or the dog in the fight, but it's the size of the fight and the dog. And I go out there to put on shows. I try to end it. I come in and I look forward to being a champion that is going to make a statement, leave a mark on Bellator, and definitely with this move to Spike to show people, it's you can make big things happen. Always follow your dreams and don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do it. Outside of that, I'd really like to thank the Canadian audience. I was utterly shocked walking out, man. You guys filled that, packed that arena. You guys went crazy. It was awesome just seeing all that support coming from the States. It's just beautiful to watch it cross over and have all that support and excitement. It was great.
And if you tune in next week, Rad Martinez is going to fight Wagner Fabiano, and that's going to determine who fights Shahbulat Shamhalaev in the finals of our 145 division. Then Vinicius Spartan is going to fight Alexander Volkov to determine who's going to fight the man to my left, and that's all happening next week. So tune in.